All right, guys, I'm sorry if it's a little dark in here. I am in the car. We are at the park. My husband is doing his 20-mile run today. If you see me, looking, it's because I'm looking for him. Sometimes he comes back to the car. Sometimes he doesn't. So usually I keep a lookout for him because if he is going to come back to the car, I've got to make sure, okay, there he is. So he should be over here in probably the next 5 minutes. But I'll pause this if I need to. So it's a little dark because I am in the car. And the sun is kind of, it's bright, but I think to get light in here, I'd probably have to roll down the window. But there's a couple bees, like literally like 2 of them came in the freaking car when we were trying to get all his stuff ready. And I was like, get out, because I sit in the car getting all his stuff ready for him. Well, he runs, okay? I'm not running no 20 miles. So he's doing that right now. But I just thought I'd give you guys a quick little update. I know a lot of these videos are just me talking. It's because there's not a whole lot to show you at the current moment, okay? But when we take our dogs to the vet, I'll show you some clips of that because it's not fun taking them to the vet. They're just not the best in the car. They both have a lot of anxiety. So the shepherd, if he's a bit anxious, he tends to just pace back and forth in the back seat right here. The little one, usually she's in the front with me, but after some time, she just freaks out. It's too much having her in the front with me. So we put her in a kennel and we put her in the back, because the whole time she sits there hyperventilating, freaking out, trying to jump into me, trying to jump in his lap. Then the shepherd tries to come to the front of the car. It's a hot mess, okay? Even though we have like one of those hammock things to keep him back here, that does not stop him, okay? So it's not fun when we have to take them anywhere, which does kind of suck, because even when we want to take them somewhere fun, like the park, the lake, and all that, we are kind of dealing with that the whole car ride. Usually the car ride back home's not so bad because they're worn out, but the car ride to get there is like a disaster. Okay, it's very stressful. At the vet, usually they have no problem, except for recently. Rocco last time barked at the receptionist lady like crazy. He was just like, rah, 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 and he normally does not do that at all at the vet. Usually the only time he will bark is if another dog is like, and he has never barked at the actual vet technician, doctor, whatever. He has never actually done that to him until this last visit. He comes in the room, his little hackles, whatever the heck, are raised, and he's barking at him. And I was like, what is going on, dude? So I don't know what happened this last vet visit, but he was not happy. Also, this is another reason why it's very important to also, 1, do your research, and 2, double check everything and everyone else's work, regardless of them being professionals. You gotta understand that they are human beings, just like the rest of us, and they're going to make mistakes too. Because when I had spoken to them, we said Thailand. The email she sent me was all of the requirements to go to the Philippines, which are different than the requirements to go to Thailand. Okay. Now, luckily, the Philippines requires more, not less. But let's say for some reason, so in both cases, had I just said, okay, I'm going to do what you require me to do in this email, I'm going to do it all, right? Submit everything. And then they're like, oh, you didn't need the dewormer. You didn't need the tick, flea, whatever. You didn't need this other thing. Well, 1, that's money that I spent. and time and trips to the vet that I spent that I didn't need to spend. Okay. But here's where one of the actual major problems is. Had the requirements been less than, submitted all of that, then you run into the issue of them being like, oh my God, that's wrong. You need to take them back to the vet because now they need X, Y, and Z that you didn't know that they needed because that initial email did not tell you the correct information. Also, double check all of the timing, because one part of the email said you can do all vaccines now as long as none of them are sooner than 30 days. So if we're leaving January 31st, the vaccine has to be older than January 1st. It can't be any sooner, okay? But then when it broke down each and every vaccine, the time frame was different. Rabies and I think Bordetella, or rabies and DHPP, said now to 30 days. Bordetella and Lepto, or whatever, it was 2 and 2, I can't remember exactly which ones, said between 14 and 21 days of leaving. Between 14 and 21 days of leaving is different than 30 days of leaving. The issue with that is, again, a two-part kind of issue. If we got them done too soon, like we get them done now, right? Then come January, they'd be like, you need to get them done again because you didn't get them done within 14 to 21 days of leaving. You got them done 2.5 months ago. That's a problem. The second problem is if we waited all the way until 14 to 21 days, but then they came back and said it can't be any sooner than 30 days, now you're screwed. Because you got a vaccine at 16 days out when it has to be 30 or more days out. Now you have to wait 10, 15 extra days beyond your initial leave period because of your vaccines. So I had to verify with them because part of the email said between now and 30 days, but then another part of the email said 14 to 21. And I'm like, I need to know what the actual requirements are because I'm going to be pissed if I get my dogs all of their vaccines now and then you come at me later saying, no, those need to be done in the 14 to 21 day time frame. And now I'm doubling up vaccines on my dogs. I don't want to do that. But I also don't want to run into the issue of waiting to 2 weeks prior to leaving, going to get that vaccine, and then them being like, you got it too close to leaving. So this is why I'm verifying all of this, because they also told me in order to apply for the import permit, all of their vaccines need to be done and they need to be current and they need to be valid. But they have to wait 21 days after all the vaccines are done. So for me, then that would make sense that all of them need to get done between now and 30 days prior because they have to wait 21 days to apply for a permit. If I get vaccines done at the 14-day mark, and then they have to wait 21 more days, now we're beyond, again, our period of leaving. So I would assume that that's the case, okay? Now I got an email that vaguely verified, it didn't definitively verify, it vaguely verified that that was the case, that I needed to get them all done now. But I do have a phone call with her on the 4th, so next Tuesday, and I'm going to verify over the phone 100% that I'm okay to get these things done now. Because like I said, I'm paying a lot of money to get them over there. I'm paying a lot of money for these services, for these people to help me. And if they mess anything up, I'm going to be pissed. Because ain't no way I'm paying $15,000 to get my dogs over there and you're messing up stuff. Your company's been around for however many years. These people have even been, the people that are helping me have been working with this company for 8 years and 12 years. So you really shouldn't be messing this stuff up. And little mistakes like that are things that will get my dog not in the country. My dog won't be able to get in. So that's a big problem. Like once the vaccines and health cert is good, we're basically good to go. But the information that I keep getting is just conflicting a little bit. So I'm going to get on that phone call with her before I schedule appointments with the vet. Now, since I know rabies is okay, I'm probably going to call the vet tomorrow and schedule rabies for next week. But the DHPP, Bordetella, and Lepto, I'm not going to schedule those until I know for sure what the timeline is. Okay. Especially also because she told me Lepto is a 2-part vaccination series. My vet did not mention it was a 2-part series. Then she said, well, sometimes you can find Lepto in a one shot, one and done. And then I think every year in Thailand, I want to say the rabies has to be done every year. So they don't accept a 3-year vaccination, which is what we've been doing here in the US, the 3-year ones instead of the 1 year. But I think over there, it has to be done every single year. So we can only do the 1 year vaccine, which is fine. But it's like we're getting to that time of the year where, people are on vacation, holiday, whatever. Sorry, I just saw this guy with the dog that I saw last time, and he was not nice to his dog. So it just kind of upset me, I guess, seeing him for a second here. But we're getting to that time of the year with all the holidays. And then since my husband also has his 50-mile race in 2 weeks, but I don't have my call with her until the 4th, we likely can't have any vet appointments this upcoming week. Then we have 1 week, then we have his race. We can't have any vet appointments that week, but then we're getting into Thanksgiving time. Once we start getting into December, we're starting to get really close to that 30 days. So we need to get all of these shots done like ASAP. And for those of you that are wondering, well, why can't you get it done in these other weeks? It's for various reasons, okay? My husband gets 2 days off every week, right? It's typically a Thursday and a Friday. I've done it before, but I will not do it again if I don't have to. Taking them to the vet by myself, like I said, is very difficult because I'm trying to drive while the shepherd is forcing his way into the front, or he gets out of the hammock and now he's behind the front seats on the floor instead of in the seat. It's a hot mess. He barks at motorcycles. He barks whenever we stop. He starts pacing. The little one, usually taking her by herself is okay. I'm okay doing that, like taking her by herself. She's little. I just hold her. Well, not in the car. She'll be in her kennel. But like at the vet, I just hold her. Whereas Rocco takes a lot more effort to get him in there, to weigh him. Oh my God, getting him on that scale was a freaking nightmare. Boy, did not want to get on that scale, okay? So I'm not doing it, okay? Unless I absolutely have to, okay? But since I'm not getting on that phone call with her until the 4th, which I think is a Tuesday, the vet may or may not have any appointments that Thursday or Friday. The following week is open. The week after that is his race, and we will be gone that Thursday and Friday. So there goes that. And then we're getting into, like I said, Thanksgiving. I don't know, is there a week between that? There might be one more. I think there's one more. So if there's a week between then and Thanksgiving, then we have another week, right? So hopefully, if all plays out, we'll get all the vaccines done in November. Okay, because we will be doing lepto by itself. Because lepto tends to cause allergic reactions, especially in little dogs. But the rabies and some of those other ones we can all get done like together. So we'll probably do rabies and Bordetella or whatever together, and then DHPP probably on its own and lepto on its own, or whatever the heck the vet recommends. But I know 100% lepto is going to be on its own. Then they do have to get a teeter test, I want to say 21 days after the rabies, to make sure that they actually don't have rabies. What else? Excuse me. Yeah, if you guys saw the last video, you know Rocco needs a custom kennel, which I'm not a fan of. It has nothing to do with the price. It has everything to do with his comfortability. But that's okay. The little one, of course, just gets a little one. Finding a home. We're probably going to have to wait until we get over there. But I did find a pet-friendly hotel that actually does accept the big dog. Okay? I'm going to have to put that like in the description because I'm not going to be able to say it. One, because I'm not sure how to pronounce it. And two, I can't even recall what the whole thing is called. But I have messages with them. They've got a Facebook page and all of that. They are so far the only one hotel I have found that will accept the big dog. Everybody else caps it at, I think, 15 kilograms. Which for those of you in the US, that's like 35 pounds. Okay. So my shepherd is 75 pounds. So that's not, usually it's okay for the little dog. But for this place, it is 200 baht per night for the small dog, which is about $10. Wait, 200. No, that's like 6. Maybe I'm messing up. It might be 300 and 500. I think that sounds more right. Okay, hang on. I think it's 300 baht a night for the little dog. So that makes that about $10 a night. Yeah, that's right. Okay, and it's 500 baht a night for the big dog. So that makes that about $15 per night for the big dog. On top of course, what the actual rate is. But it's super cheap. It's like $30 a night. And then, yeah, you add the 10 and the 15. So we're looking at like $50, $55 a night, which really isn't that bad. We're used to paying, $120, $180 a night here in the US for just that, not even with the dogs. So if we have to do that for a week or two, we're okay with that while we look for another house. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. My husband and I are going to sit down probably tomorrow, because after this I've got class. So I don't think we'll have time tonight to talk about it, but we'll be talking kind of a little bit more about the whole plan and what needs to get done between now and the beginning of January with the dogs. Looking at our plane tickets. This video is a lot longer than I intended it to be, but just giving you guys a full update, I guess. For our tickets, we have two options. We either rough it out in economy or we pay a bit more and do a premium economy. However, the price jump from economy to premium economy, depending on the airline, is a lot. You're talking double to like 8 times. So when I looked at it, economy on Qatar would cost us about $900 one way for both of us. Okay. If we went premium economy on Qatar, it's like $8,000, which I think is kind of crazy. If we went economy on Japan Airlines, that I think was like $1,800 for both of us one way. But premium economy was like $2,800 or something like that. Then Singapore economy was like the most expensive at like, what did I say Japan's was? I don't know. But Singapore's was more than Japan's for regular economy. Then their premium economy would have been about $4,000 for both of us. So, knowing that Qatar is great pretty much across the board, I told my husband we have 2 options. If we can swing it, meaning mid-December, because we should probably book those soon. If mid-December we have enough to where we can swing premium economy on Singapore, then that's what we're going to do. If we cannot, we're going to rough it out in economy on Qatar. So, the good thing about that, though, is, most economy have options to upgrade for more legroom or whatever, right? Because I need more legroom. That's the main thing. That's the main reason why we were looking at a premium economy versus a regular economy, because I need more legroom. The thing that sucks is like the price jump. Like, I just need some more legroom. That's it. I don't care for all the extra amenities. I don't care for the better food. I don't care for whatever. I just need some more legroom. And more so, knee to back of seat, right? Not necessarily full leg, like foot on the ground, but my knee to the back of the seat of the person in front of me is what needs more space. Because that's where I have issues when it comes to long haul flights. With my knees being basically jammed to the seat in front of me, and if they recline, it's even worse. Literally, my knees are like in their back. Like, hopefully that doesn't bother them. I don't know, but my knees will literally be like jammed into the seat in front of me. And that's not good. It's not comfortable. It causes problems on a long haul flight. I've got a lot of injuries and disabilities, and that just is so bad. Okay. Now the problem again is the price jump. Okay. Even here in America, upgrading our seats to more legroom cost more than our actual plane ticket did. Like, it was crazy. We paid like $600 in extra legroom for our flight that only cost like $400. So I think it's ridiculous. Now I get that, you're transferring planes, but I feel like it should be like one fee for like all legs of the trip, not like, oh, you have to pay $80 for this seat on this 2-hour flight. But since you have another 2-hour flight, you also have to pay $80 on this one. And then since you have another one, you have to pay $70 on this one. And then coming back home, you have to pay $95 on this one, $80 on this one, and another $90 on this one. And that was for one person. That wasn't even for both of us to have those seats. That's insane. I feel like it should just be like a flat fee, or maybe they should start calling them premium economy too, and you can upgrade and just pay a premium economy price, but not $400 more, because when looking at the fact of everything we paid at the end, it was like we could have got like a first class freaking ticket to Massachusetts instead of an economy ticket and then paying all these extra fees for extra leg room. We probably could have just gone with a first class ticket. Like, it was crazy. So that's what we're looking at. We don't have credit card points. We don't have any of that stuff. Up until like us getting to Thailand, I wouldn't consider us frequent flyers. We went on like 2 trips a year. So I wouldn't consider that. But once we get over there, we'll kind of get some of that stuff situated. But all right, I'm done now, because I thought this was going to be like an 8-minute an 8-minute video explaining everything to you guys, but it turned out to be a 26-minute video. Whatever, it's got a lot of good information in it. Okay, so for now, see you guys in the next one. Again, I know I still owe you like 2 videos. Got so much homework and stuff to do, and with my husband's work and race, he hasn't been able to edit any of the videos. So all of these that have been posted, I've been just doing minor edits and sticking them on YouTube. So yeah, if you want to follow our journey, make sure you subscribe, like, comment any questions you have about moving overseas or about this process. Just drop it in the comments and I'll answer them in the next video. Okay? But for now, seriously, I'm done. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.